Alright, hello everyone. This is going to be the patch breakdown, the non-main channel video where I get to go more in detail and we talk about it longer. We're also going to make the list for it, so hello everybody. And yeah, I have a lot to say this time. I think this is going to be the most I've had to say in a patch for a while. We'll also be making our better worse. Now, as of right now, the English notes have not dropped. But from what I've checked, this translation by this user down here is incredibly accurate. And so we're going to be using it. The only thing this is missing is in the bug fixes section for Ultrastamp, which is down here. Or not down here. I actually haven't read these notes as well. But we'll get to the notes as well in a second. So we're going to go over the changes. I'm going to talk about them. And we're going to talk about some general trends that I think we'll be seeing longer term. So, yeah, Zenith, you better be ready to go back to Wiper. We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get there. All right. So, first off, remember last patch where they increased Splattershot's projectile speed and range by 3%? And they said, hey guys, we're going to do this change, and we might do more of it in the future because this weapon's a benchmark. We're not going to specify what weapons. Okay, bye! We now know what weapons. The weapons that they were looking at were the Sploosh-O-Matic, Splattershot Jr., Aerospray MG, and then down here we got it again with the Doppeldoolies. So 3 shooters, but it's the spray shooters they're looking at, not the short-range shooters, which wouldn't be my, first guess out of anything. Sploosh, funny enough, is one of the biggest winners of this patch because it also gets the stamp buffs, which I found really funny. This is, like, arguably the most buffed weapon of this patch. But, for the most part, I think it's really easy to overlook some of these because they are the short-range shooters. And I kind of split these into 2 categories. The ones that matter and the ones that don't. So, let me be honest real quick. Even though I just said this was the most buffed weapon, Sploosh is not going to be good after this. Its range is still a little bit too short. The main is still a bit weak. Doesn't have a super strong kit, even with the hammer buffs we'll get to. Aerospray, still too much of a special spam bot. I'm sorry, Aerospray believers. Now, Doppel and Junior, on the other hand. I think that Doppel will get its special more consistently. I think that a range buff is very large for a weapon where range is basically its only problem, in Doppel's case. And Junior, you have to remember, this buff also increases paint. So Junior will be painting more, as well as fighting from further away. Junior could be very annoying. So I'm a little bit worried about what that might be. But I think the overall trend from this is they want the spray shooters to have a little bit more range. So I don't think this was trending to a short range increase that we thought it might have been. This is all we're going to get. So that's fine. Let's talk about Zap real quick. Right? And this is going to be a theme for some of the weapons these patches. Half of these are going to be really impactful buffs, and half of these aren't. And I'm going to make the call right now that Zap is one of these weapons that is not going to be very impactful. Now, here's the thing. The Zap buffs are good. 5% faster strafe speed, ground RNG, and that means your jumping RNG will be better as well. All of that's really important. But here's the thing. The reason you pick Zap right now, if you're going to pick it, is to enable the other anchor weapons in the game. That's the whole reason you pick Zap. You pick Zap to pick like a Firefin, or a Leader, or a Bamboo, or a Red Pen, or an Explosher, or a Heavy Splatling, or any of those. Right? So Zap's balance is directly correlated to how worth it is it to run those options. And the answer is not very, because only 2 of them actually changed. The first one is Heavy Splatling. Heavy Splatling got an 11% firing duration buff and a 3-frame charge speed buff. Now these are good buffs on an already good weapon. However, the problem with Heavy is not the weapon. It is the Wavebreaker and Kraken Royale, which have not been changed. We still aren't buffing the Wavebreaker, guys. I don't know why. And so, while I think this buff is very good, this is kind of what I've been looking for, where take a mid-tier weapon and give them some buffs to make them stronger, like impactful ones, and these are definitely impactful. The core problem is the Wavebreaker. Now, can you pick a heavy and a zap together and it's still way better than last patch? Yes. Do I think good teams will do it? No. That's where I stand on that, right? The other option was custom Explo, which benefits because of this. But guess what? You pick custom Explo with heavy added splatling. So I don't think this is going to do much, even if it benefits. We'll get to those later. Right. Splattershot Nova. Jump RNG is cut in a third. I don't care. This is the least impactful buff of the patch. It doesn't matter. Nova's ground RNG is terrible. Its jump RNG is a whole nother tier of bad. We're not getting anywhere with this. Big Swig. Alright, now look. Big Swig is doomed because of the kits. So, this weapon's kind of fucked. But, now hear me out. The vertical flick on this thing, its hitbox, is thinner than every other roller. Can you pick it in Rainmaker? I might pick it in Ludi for Rainmaker. I might. Maybe you'll see it. Every other roller, look at this vertical, right? Look how lenient that is. If I go to Swig, that misses, right? Now, as someone in chat has just pointed out, oh my god, stop whining and just aim better, right? Why don't you just aim better? I mean, yeah, but I think it being more lenient is kind of important. I think it's especially important for Big Swig, because here's the thing. If you're playing roller, and then the aiming situation is tough, you press the horizontal flick button, and it's okay. When Big Swig does that, it does 70 damage and it gets blown up. Now, the vertical is a little bit more consistent. So that helps, because sometimes vertical flick is the only thing that's going to work. Now, will it matter with its kits being terrible? No. However, I wanted this buff as a Big Swig enjoyer, and so I am happy anyway. Paintbrush. Paintbrush is 2 frames. Like, fire rate. So, once you swing it, it swings back and forth 2 frames faster. So it's a little more ink hungry, but it paints better, and it kills faster. That's pretty big. Now, unfortunately, I don't think it's going to mean too much. I think Paintbrush is a tent-only weapon right now, and I think the Nouveau kit does not get enough of its special, and unfortunately, it did not get 190p. So this is another case of good buff, but it's not enough. Next up is Mini Splatling. Mini Splatling will charge a little bit faster. I don't have too much to say about this either, but I do think this is a good buff. Mini Splatling right now is one of those weapons that's like almost real, but not quite. Like, it does well, but it's not consistently doing well. So one of these little extra buffs is kind of just what it needs. Mini is one of those weapons that needs that one small buff to be good, and it got it. So I think that's good to see. I think Mini being a little bit faster is big. It paints a little bit more. It's going to have a bit of a faster time when it kills people. I think it's going to help its use. That said, its main competition of Junior also got buffed. So is it going to be worth it over Junior's higher bubble output and bombs? We'll have to see. Next up is Dooley. Dooley has a little bit more consistent of a hitbox in turret mode. I like Dooley. I want to see Dooley more. This is a fighting buff for the Dooley. So, yeah. I'm down with it. Cool. Next up is the Recycle Brella. Alright. Let's talk about Recycle real quick, okay? This cursed thing. Alright. What does Recycle actually need to be good? What does it actually need? It needs to paint. Because the one redeeming part about Recycle right now is that it has a fucking bubble. But look at this paint. Look at my special meter. Look at that. Look at how pathetic this is. Look how terrible this is. Let's get normal Brawl, by the way. This weapon doesn't paint either. This makes up for the paint. It probably paints better because of that and the fire rate. Now, some of you in chat said it needs a shield, and you're also right. It also needs a shield. But now it paints. It paints and it's a little more ink efficient. Ink efficiency translates to paint on this weapon for a very simple reason. The best way to paint with recycle is to do this. That's how you paint with this weapon. You shield launch every single time. So now you can shoot longer, so you'll get more shields out, then you'll pop your bubble more often. So you paint more, and you have more uptime, which means you're going to get more bubble. Recycle can maybe now play around its big bubbler. That's its game plan. If you want to try to make Recycle work, is now you can play around your bubble timings and use them. Now, will it be enough with an 100 HP shield? Probably not. But I do think this is half of the weapon's problem solved. The real English notes are out? Awesome. Let's see if anything has changed. Oh, vertical. 1/30th, 1/20th, 11, 1/20th. Great! Everything's accurate. Isn't that amazing? Awesome. Alright. Pencil. Dude, the English notes are like 4 hours late, by the way, for those who are watching the VOD. They are legit like 4 hours late. They did not care. I didn't even think we were getting them at this point. Alright. Pencil. Okay. So, last time they nerfed pencil, they used very similar wording. And what they did is they nerfed this horizontal width by about 1 point. 1 point was slightly, or 5 in total. So if I had to guess, it is probably the same thing. This is probably -5 turf output per burst of 5 shots, which is not a lot. But on top of that, it's also going to be 220. That combined is a lot. So first off, I just want to give a congratulations to our friend, the Heavy Edit Splatling, on becoming officially the best cooler weapon in the game. It kinda already was, but if you had any doubts about it now, the doubts are gone. This is now the best cooler weapon in the game. No questions asked anymore. The output is just changed. Some Java, thank you for the tier 1. Which, you know what? Good. I've thought about this pencil nerf a bit because I think pencil is important to a healthy meta. But here's what I think. I think that pencil is still good enough to be picked. If you're picking a good pencil comp, I think you're fine. But I think edit is now better. And I think that is fine. I think that edit is a bit of a healthier weapon. I think its comps are a little bit more interesting. And so I'm fine with this. I think this is a healthy change. Alright. Mint Decavitator. So, the wording specifics are very important when looking at this, okay? Because a lot of people saw the 2-frame nerf on Mint Decavitator. So I want to clarify something about this nerf because of the wording, right? Let's get to our friend Mint. The 2-frame nerf is not to this. This is the same. It is only to this. Only the lunge is 2 frames slower. Right? So that attack will be 2 frames later, or the dash, or whatever. In addition to that, this paints 12% less. Which, like, I mean, look at this. Look at it. That's fair. Let's be honest with ourselves. This paints too much. I think that both of these nerfs is a little overkill, but it's probably gonna be fine. But I think there's something really important to see here. We buffed Mini and Junior, and technically Recycle, even if it's not good enough. Those are bubble weapons. Then we took the best bubble weapon and we nerfed it. Overall conclusion, more bubble competition. That said, I think Mint is going to be fine. I think that this is still ridiculous. I think the dash is still useful for movement. I think that this mainly really only hurts doing this directly into an opponent, which most of the good mints don't do that much anyway. The paint nerf, that one might be a little more noticeable. I would not be surprised if we saw more, like, charge up in our builds. Is Mint edit good? I think Mint is much better with pen than edit. I think if you want... Oh, no, you said Mini. Maybe. You lose a lot of bombs. That's what I would be worried about. But the mains are just really good, so you can probably just run people over. So yeah. I think Roller's the same. Alright, specials. So, they're changing how Stamp works. And I think you guys might want to see this, okay? Because I think people look at the Stamp hitboxes and they're like, oh shit, that's a cool change. Wait, how large is Stamp again? I don't think people actually know what the size of the hitboxes are. Right? So let's do a little test here, right? Let's throw them between these two dummies right in the middle. You noticed how it hit that one all the way over there? It hit this one. I threw it here. It hit here. That does 60 damage. That does 60 damage. That's larger than the bazooka one now. Right? Probably like 1.5 lines. JBJ Pro, thank you for the Prime sub. Right. Is that overtuned? Right? Is this too much? I think no. The reason I think it's no, despite Zuka being smaller, is that this is one throw. That's it. It's one throw. It's not 3 shots. Now, there is another change, as people in chat are correctly pointing out. That kills now. The Stamp Throw one-shot hitbox is gonna also be very generous. Oh, Loki, did I not hit upload on the file? I did not hit upload on the file. Oops. Hi, Logie. Brief intermission as my editors remind me that I was supposed to upload the script file before I started the stream. Sorry. We're uploading it right now. It is uploading. 3 minutes left. Anyway. Back to the Stamp. Right? So that's already a good change. Now, I will note. Look at this. Right? If you're going for a hit that's not on the ground, you still have to hit them directly. If you want the wider one-shot or 60 hitbox, you have to hit the floor. So you have to throw Stamp in a way that it'll collide with the ground. Now, it's not the biggest downside, but it's worth noting, right? Now, the other Stamp change is a bug fix, which is that this is now synced up on the opponent's side better. Yeah? That might make it block a little more consistency. So, in my opinion, a large part about the Stamp change is, does the consistency thing help? It's not going to be invincibility. Don't expect it. But if it works a little better, that's still noteworthy. Yeah? I think that's worth pointing out. Okay. I should make sure I get this right. Anyway, before we go back to the post, I want to point out this is the source for this graphic. So the username was at the bottom, but I figure I'd point it out here. This is where it was actually posted, so shout outs to Solar over here because the English patch notes were slow. We talked about this already briefly. Doesn't really matter. Trizuka. Guys, this patch is worth it for this change alone. This change right here. Trizuka's 53 hitbox is now being split somewhere in half. And half of it is a 3-shot. On top of that, it's got half a second less duration. The era of overtuned Zuka is over. It's done. It's done. Now, this will have some negative ramifications when we talk about main weapons later down the line. When we make this chart, there will be some downsides to get into. But until then, I don't care. Fuck the special, bro. This needed to happen. The 2-shot AoE was too stupid. Too stupid. This needed to go. I'm glad it has finally happened. Outside of that, we have points for special. Already talked about this. None of these matter that much. Cheaper Splashdown, you're going to pick the other kit. Cheaper Whale, you're going to pick the other kit. This one's good, though. This is the main Octobrush kit. This is a very strong special. Cheaper Octobrush zip is pretty good. So I will note that. Lamp that was on the bridge in the center of the stage to the top of the elevator. Okay. And then S-Blast gets 200 Booyah. S-Blast has been the most popular blaster by far. Makes sense that they tone it back here, to be honest. I have no idea what the lamp changes. You know what? Let's go find out. What am I doing? Let's go visit Bluefin. What the fuck is this lamp? On the bridge in the center. So we have to go to a non-zones mode. Alright, it's really important we find out what this fucking lamp is. Because they're moving it, guys. Very important we see the lamp. Wait, it might not be here in tower because of the tower. I should do turf 4. Hold on. We should do turf 4. Hold on. Look, we're going to turf 4 Bluefin, okay? Turf 4 Bluefin. We're going. It's fine. It's fine. Alright, where's this damn lamp? Wait, it's not in turf? Okay, clams. Clams. We gotta go to clams. Bro, I didn't know there was no bridge in the middle in turf 4, okay? I don't play this mode. I assumed it would be there. How was I supposed to know? I can enjoy it on another mode. Turf is not Bluefin's strong suit, okay? What fucking lamp are we talking about? Where? What lamp? Look up. Where? They... Zones? There's no bridge in zones. Rainmaker? Yeah, I guess we check Rainmaker. What the fuck is this lamp? What are we doing? It might be zones. There's no bridge in zones. It's not zones. Okay, clearly I have something confused, right? Moved the lamp that was on the bridge in the center of the stage to the top of the elevator. What fucking lamp are we talking about? What lamp? The zone doesn't have a lamp. Look at the elevator. Oh, okay, I'm gonna... Moved the lamp that was on the bridge in the center of the stage. The lamp in tricolor? Then why was it not under changes to Splatfests? You know what? I don't care. You know what? I don't care. It doesn't bother me. I don't care. I'm not doing this right now. Let's keep going. Let's talk about something else. All right. Dev notes. Here we go. Slightly extended the flight shot for some weapons with shorter flight distance than those we improved last time. Strengthen or compensate for weaknesses of weapons with shots with flight time with distances similar. Oh! Huh. I guess that is a pattern. They buff short-range weapons this patch. These are all short-range weapons, except for this one. That's something I didn't realize. I guess this is a short-range focused patch, with one exception. Interesting. Okay. For the Snipe Rider and Decapitator, we wanted to reduce the ability to maintain ink from a certain distance to give opponents with short-range weapons more time to counter. Okay, this screams that they really are worried about short range being too weak, and I don't think that's the area worth looking into right now, to be honest. I don't think we need short range to be better in particular. Shortening players to be wary and defeated. Okay, these notes are pretty standard, though. And we get another patch! 9.4 will be real! Eventually. Hooray! Alright. Let's get to our list. Oh my god, we have to put this here. No! Clash Blaster, no! Oh, it's a tragic start to this list. Anyway. Octobrush is slightly better. We got the Zipcaster. Doppels are better. Both of them, but I don't know where the other one is. Dualies are better. We'll talk about any that are interesting here, but we gotta get these all on the list. So we're gonna be doing that. Arrow's better. Arrow's up here. We got Zap. Zap is better. Or Zap slightly. I'm gonna put Zap in as slightly better. Junior is better. Shot is worse. Hooray! Okay, remember when I said there was some negative ramifications of the Zuka change? This is it. This one. I think Squeezer's power level before 9.3 was perfect. I think that was perfect balance for the weapon. Felt strong without being too broken. Now it's a little... I mean, it's still good. But I think it's a little bit too low. Yeah? We'll put this in better, I guess. I think it's a little too low. That's my thoughts. Alright, Wiper. Okay, much better. If Hammer Prot is better. If Hammer Prot fix is real. Otherwise, it's in better. We're making a theoretical tier, okay? Because we don't know. So Wiper goes into this theoretical tier. If the hammer fix is not insane, it goes here. If the hammer fix goes crazy, it goes here. What's next? Heavy. Heavy's better. Mini's better. Damn. Wait, is Mini in this tier too? I think Mini goes here too, doesn't it? Huh. Okay. Alright. We'll put it there for now. K-Luda, better because of the hammer. Ink brush is here. Pen is down here. Dapple is here. Big Swig, Big Swig's definitely, like, consistently better. Carbon slightly worse. Arrow's better. Nova is slightly better. I'm not putting that any higher, guys. That's where it goes. Zimmy is better. Yeah, Zimmy's better. Where are we? We're getting these in. Neo Sploosh is slightly better. There's Vanilla. Wait, didn't I rank V Sploosh already? I don't think I did. V Sploosh goes into much better. Wow, what a change. Inkbrush Nuvo should be meta, I think. I'm not commenting on that. Tent, Zuka. I'm gonna put it in a. I'll put the paintbrush in a better. Why are there 3 splooshes? Oh, this is the old model. Because in 3.0 they changed the model. Okay, never mind. We do need a slightly worse. We need it just for this weapon. This is the only reason we have this tier. I forgot S-Blast is 10 points more expensive. Sure. We'll make a tier exclusively for the S-Blast. Here's the other swig. Nova. Heavy Deco goes here too, I guess. Why not? Sheen Neo. Zuka weapon. Paintbrush got buffed. And Parry got buffed slightly, I guess. Because of the points for special. Recycle goes in better. Dowser got the points for special buff. Custom Explo got the splashdown buff. The other Recycle got buffed. Mint's worse. Charcoal's worse. Okay. Did we forget anything? Zap 89 was literally not changed. V-Well has stamp. Oh, yeah! V-Well has stamp. I forgot about V-Well. Wait, is V-Well real? Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. Chat, what about V-Well? You could just throw it now, right? What? They made the throw insane. What if you just throw hammer? You can throw like 11 hammers. Yeah, I'll get the fucking L3 and the custom goo tuber. Where even is custom goo? There it is. Wait, is V-Well real? Gluga Deco's worse because of Zuka? Yeah, that's true. Is V-Well real, guys? Is it worth? Like, you get a lot of hammers, guys. You can get a lot of hammers on Wellstring. You have gear freedom, too. Red pen? Red pen? Oh, no, yeah, you're right, the paint nerf. I'm putting red pen here. Wait, why custom G? Oh, yeah. You're right. Where on earth is... There it is. Yeah, I guess it goes same tier. Gold Knot? Oh, yeah, splashdown weapon. Gold Knot. Where's Gold Knot? Where are you, Nautilus? There you are. Slightly better. Custom Blaster splashdown? Yeah, I forgot all the splashdown ones, didn't I? Okay. Dowser? Dowser's here already. Nautilus was nerfed from the bug fix. Oh, Zap 89 because of the Zap change. Oh, okay, it goes here. Where did you put the Kraken buffs? Nolan, it didn't happen. It's not happening, man. It's not gonna happen. They didn't do it. I don't know what to tell you. Alright, now we gotta put these all in order. Gotta make these nice and neat. I know you're coping. It's okay. I understand you. Doolies. Junior. We're doing our sorting, guys. We gotta have it sorted. Gotta have it look nice. Whatever. I'll keep it in the tier, I guess. I guess it technically belongs there. Are we forgetting anything? Why is Enperry below Splat Doolies? Actually, you're right. They should be the same, huh? E-leader? Nothing changed about leader. All right. Guys, okay. I have to clarify this, don't I? The weapons ranked here have to have changed. They have to have gotten a change to some part of their kit. I'm not going to rank every weapon that did not get a change. Alright. Shadowwind made a post about this that I found accurate, right? The best weapons are worse. Still the best. The worst weapons are better. Still the worst. Half of this patch is just this. It's like, oh, look, bottom line's a little higher. Top line's a little lower. Doesn't really matter. But some of this does. I'm gonna be real, chat. A lot about this patch being interesting for the future is on hammer. How impactful is this hammer throw? How impactful is the protection hitbox? Because if it matters, these three weapons will be very real. In fact, I'm putting Sploosh. I'm putting Sploosh down here. I'm sorry, guys. I can't put Sploosh this tier. These are like crazy hammer weapons. Sploosh does not belong there. These three could be very interesting meta additions. Very interesting. This doesn't have a whole lot. But, you know, these are important. These are important. Maybe someone will be crazy enough. This is nice. There's weapons here that matter. But once you get down here into this tier, this stuff just isn't relevant. And then this is like, you know, healthy, but this being lower, this being lower, this being lower, this being lower, hurts a little bit of main weapon power. Overall, I think the patch is good. Yeah, no, the hammer throw stuff is going to be annoying. Overall, I think it's good. So, my overall thought process. I like it. I like it. What about Order Brush? It's the same weapon. I'm not changing it. I want to say more, but my voice is a little shot today. I have been traveling all day. But I think there's enough to be interesting here. But I hope we see more buffs. I've been saying it every patch. I'm going to keep saying it. But for the most part, I think it's cool. I'm glad to see Zuka being nerfed. But I hope we see some more interesting changes. That said, we'll see how the meta evolves. We'll see what changes. And yeah, hopefully my top 12 weapons ranked video and 9.0 tier list are not horridly outdated. But we'll see about that. Woo! Alright, I think we'll wrap this up here.